All right, you've created the project. You're staring at a folder full of new files from the SDK. So the top level directory has three things that matter: the source folder, the now.config.json, and the package.json. Everything else, like the node modules, lock files, the now and distribution build output folders, the at types alias folder, all of that is just plumbing that you can ignore for right now. But starting with the source folder, this is where your app will live. Inside this folder, you'll find one folder, Fluent. That's Fluent's authoring root. Fluent is ServiceNow's TypeScript-based, code-first way to declare anything that's platform metadata. You don't write like glide record or anything anymore. You write now.ts files that describe your table, your business rules, script includes, ACLs, all the metadata. And the SDK compiles them into real platform files, artifacts on build. On a fresh scaffold or freshly bootstrapped SDK project, the source Fluent folder is almost empty, always empty. The only thing in there usually is a generated folder with the keys file. Don't touch that. The SDK regenerates it on every build. It's a sysid registry that lets Fluent type check cross-references between records. Everything else under the source Fluent is yours to create. Like a common convention is to group files by artifact type, like business rules, client scripts, tables, and so on. With each file named in kebab case and ending now in .now.ts. The now.config.json is the SDK's project config. It holds your app scope, scope ID, and name, plus optional build settings like which directory Fluent sources live in. It does not hold your instance URL. Instance credentials are managed separately by the now SDK auth from a different video and stored outside the project. If you need to point at a different instance, you run that now SDK auth use alias in your command line. Package.json is standard NPM stuff. It pins the SDK and the platform type package, and it wires up the scripts you'll actually run, like build, deploy, transform types. You can add NPM packages if your app needs them here, but most ServiceNow apps don't need much beyond what the SDK will provide you anyways. But it's nice to be able to import other NPM packages. One more thing worth mentioning, that Claude markdown file. The SDK doesn't create this for you. It's not part of the bootstrap. If you see one in your project, that means you ran Claude and used /init to call it into your project. It describes your project to your coding agent. So, okay, mental model. Source Fluent is your app. Now config.json is your project configuration. Package.json is your dependency and script list. And Claude Markdown, if it's present, is your agent's coding context.